What's up, y'all? It's your boy Niner Faithful. I know everyone is having a legendary day. It's football day. Time to beat LA, baby. Monday night football. Gotta love it. I apologize for being late. That's what happens when your boy has to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning for work. But we got a great show planned for you today, including the first ever Niner game I went to on this date in Niner history. I'm super excited to get to it. But before we do, we have to do this. It's football day. Save 10% with the code BEATLA, exclusively available at NinerFaithfulRadio.com/shop. Get your Debo Samuel, Trey Lance, even though he's not playing. Throwbacks, we have them available. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Joseph. I see you. We have all season 2. The code works for all season 2. Of course, save 10% by using our shop49ers.com affiliate link and help out Niner Faithful Radio. The link is in the description of the video or podcast. Go ahead and go to SeatGiant.com and use the promo code Niner Faithful Radio to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. Follow us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr at Niner Faithful Radio, and on Twitter at Niner Faithful R. Make sure you can see everywhere you can subscribe to the show by going to NinerFaithfulRadio.com/subscribe. And of course, check out our halftime show. Jason does a bang up job on that, and Jamie will join you tonight. Brian or I will join you tonight for the post-game show at 9 p.m. here on the West Coast. Ladies and gentlemen, faithful of all ages, let's get the show cracking. I love it. Beat the sheep. I never seen that one today. I have never heard that one, the sheep. I call them the yams, but it's all the same as long as you hate them, right? Okay, so inactives for today. That's actually why I'm even more late. Is because I had to get the inactives ready today, and it's quite a list. Okay, so we have Aziz Al-Shair, which would of course will be placed on IR. Nick Zakel, running back Ty Davis Price, or TDP as I like to call him. Tyler Croft, Tavarius Moore, Trent Williams. Let me go ahead and get rid of the comment here. Trent Williams, Danny Gray, and Javon Kinlaw. That Javon Kinlaw one really, really does suck. But of course, that means Daniel Brunskill, aka Aaron Donald's daddy, will be up, and Eric Armstead, after just missing one game, will be up. That is huge news. I mean, if we're going to miss Javon Kinlaw, please at least have Eric Armstead up. Lamb chops for dinner. I mean, actually, we are having lamb chop. No, I'm just kidding. I can play. Hey, bro, get your ass down to Levi's. Let's get it cracking. Dolores, go Niners. Go Niners, baby. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into right now our offense versus their defense. We're scoring only 15.7 points per game. They're allowing 23.3. We're passing for 172.7 yards per game. They're giving up 252.7. We have 150 rushing yards per game. They're giving up 93.7. We have total offense of 337.3 yards per game. They have 362.7 they're allowing 63 first downs. We have 55, 25 by rushing, 22 by passing. They're allowing 19 by rushing, 41 by passing. We've allowed 7 sacks. They have 7 sacks. We have 5 turnovers. They have 7 takeaways. This is a stat that's really scary to me. We're 35.71% on third down. They're only allowing 47.37%. From everything that I've been able to gather, and of course, prayer sent to all the players that are unable to play today because of injury. Their offense hasn't been as potent as you would expect. They've been mostly led by their defense. Now, they played the Bills, obviously, outstanding offense. We saw what happened to them that game. I'm not quite sure who they played their second game. If somebody wants to leave a comment and let me know who they played in their second game. And then they played the Cardinals, which I understand Kyler Murray, but it's not like I feel if we play our game, besides the Bills, they're probably the best team that they played this year. Now, that is the main problem because we're out without Trent Williams. And look, we'll get to that a little bit more in our matchup of the game, but that's a scary thought. And I know a lot of people are trying to say, oh, well, we filled in on week 18. Yeah, but it didn't look the prettiest in week 18. So that is definitely a concern. We can't make miss. Yeah, right. Exactly. That is a concern of mine. Missing Trent Williams. I mean, it's going to be a drop off. We'll speak about it more when we get to our keys to victory. Their defense, our defense versus their offense, they're only scoring 20.3 points a game. Like I said, their offense isn't nearly as potent as it was last year. We're only allowing 12.3 points a game. We're allowing 148.3 passing yards per game. They're getting only 234. 78.7 rushing yards per game. They're getting 72.3. 246 total yards. We're allowing they have 326 per game. First downs, we've only allowed 43, 14 by passing, 22 by rushing. They only have 14 by passing and 40 by rushing for a total of 58. We have 8 sacks. They've allowed 9 sacks, although 7 of those came in the first game, and they've only allowed 1 in each of the last 2 games. We're only allowing 32.5% on third down. They're averaging only 48.39 on third down. The only thing that scares me, let's get it, boys. There you go, Kim. Go Niners. Definitely. Go Niners. Go Niners. So the only way their offense scares me is if we can't sustain drives. If this is a close game, Matthew Stafford can make a play. Matthew Stafford, like Russell Wilson last week. What happened last week? Russell Wilson made essentially 2 plays. His scramble on third down and then that throw on third down were essentially really the only plays Russell Wilson made all game. And they only had 1 drive, sustained drive. It was 80 yards, which was the game-winning drive. But that's all they needed. Because why? Because of our struggles offensively. Now, what gives me faith in this game is this is a team we've beat 7 out of the last 10 times. Kyle is 7-4, I want to say, all-time against Sean McVay. And 2 of those wins came in 2018 and 1 came in 2017. So pretty much they've only beaten us once since 2018. Obviously, we've put together great game plans. Now, first half of week 18 last year wasn't all that pretty, but definitely something that I don't think we can blow out. I actually bet on the game with my manager. So I bet my bus money this week. So that's why I wasn't able to go to the tailgate, because I bet my bus money. So want to make sure I have that. So yeah. Please don't make me waste my $5 or lose my $5 or say we're gonna have an offense and defense in sync tonight. I think Kyle is going to have us in sync. I think that the bright lights will get us going. Quick notes that I want to say: the Niners are 75-68-3 all time versus the Yams. And 7-3 in the regular season, 7-4 including the postseason. Niners have the second most wins on Monday Night Football in NFL history at 50. And with the win, the Niners would tie Pittsburgh for the most in NFL history. Bosa has 11 quarterback hits this season, most in the NFL. And with 1 point, Robbie Gould will pass Phil Dawson for 12th all-time point leader in NFL history. So I thought that were some pretty cool notes to get into. Matchup of the game, obviously, it's going to be Colton McKivitz versus Aaron Donald. I mean, to me, this is the matchup that decides the game. Right here. Donald versus the Niners in 15 games has 46 total tackles, 19 assists, 12 and a half sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery. McKivitz last year in Week 18 allowed 2 sacks and had a 1 false start penalty. I know they're not going to have us dropping back 40 times. Let's go. They're not going to have us dropping back 40 times today. So when does Aaron Donald's place come? Is it a first half sack on first down and we're able to recover? Or is it a sack with 50 seconds left and ends the game? That's to me why this is my matchup of the game, because this really ultimately will decide the game. Our player to watch. Y'all know it. The man on my shirt, number 19, aka Mr. Debo Samuel. Debo. Oh. Yeah, in 6 games, he has 18 rushes for 104 yards, 33 catches, 440 yards, and 5 total touchdowns. We need a lot of tuck in our chain tonight, and I think that's what we're going to get. I hope it would be some variety and not just Debo lining up in the backfield. I hope we find a little bit more creative ways to get him the ball. And also, I hope that Jimmy doesn't force him the ball. That's definitely one thing I don't want to see, because obviously the pick that sealed the game last week, he was trying to force the ball against Debo into triple coverage. No. We don't need to see any of that. Okay, we're going to go ahead and run our Twitch commercial real quick. And then we'll go ahead and be back. Let me go ahead and load it. It's loading. All right, we got a 3-minute Twitch commercial. We'll be right back. For those watching on YouTube and Facebook, you'll still be able to see me. I'm just going to I got a text message. Yeah, okay. My cousin, it was my cousin that was texting me. I'll have to text him later and be like, "Cuz I was on the show." All right, I'm gonna give y'all a sneak preview into this game in Niner history. Is October 3rd, 1999 against the Tennessee Titans. That was my first ever Niner game. I was getting in a lot of trouble in the group home and everything, and so when the owner of the group home told me, when the people that my grandparents dropped me off at told me that to call Mr. Barnes, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I was so scared, but I also ain't gonna lie, that was the happiest surprise of my entire life. It was a really cool surprise. Jeff Garcia's first career start, I actually sat by. Not a lot of people believe me on this, but I actually really did sit by his parents. I didn't know during the game that they were his parents. I just remember they had the sign that said Jeff Garcia, Gilroy Pride. And they had the sign that said Jeff Garcia, Gilroy Pride. And they had a hat that I think it was his mom that had the hat that said the SF said SG. So it was really cool, though, to sit by his parents. I just didn't know they were his parents until after the game when we were listening to the post-game show. And Bob Garcia called and he said where he was sitting at and everything like that. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay. I think that was his parents that we saw. How much do we have left on the? Okay, so we only have 57 seconds left on the Twitch commercial. Okay, let me see. I'm just pinning stuff to the Facebook page. If I sound distracted, that's what it is. Yeah, I can't believe I passed out. That's so, man, that's crazy. All right, so we should be back from our Twitch commercial. Let me see. 27 seconds. Really? That was only 30 seconds? That was the longest 30 seconds of my life. Okay. Let me see. Do we have any news? I didn't check that one last time before we went live because I was just trying to hurry up and get live. Oh, also, this has to be official. Willie Snead has been promoted to the active roster, and we place Aziz Al Shair on injured reserve. I already said that. Oh, we also have activated Malik Turner and Tevin Coleman from the practice squad. Didn't want to screw that up. Okay, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we got some comments here. Needed other players just not relying on Debo. Yeah, I'm not saying that Debo is going to be the sole offense. Really, honestly, I want to really get George Kittle involved because if he's hurt, it's over. I don't think it's over per se, but yeah, I definitely don't want to see Debo go down. We can't afford any more injuries. I think that should be pretty obvious at this point. Thanks for posting it in the group, Kim. I'm going to go ahead and heart it right now. But I saw that you did that. Okay. So lastly but not least, we're going to go ahead and we'll give you this date in Niner history. One of my favorite segments of the show. Okay. Let's close this. Here we go. I don't know what that's doing open. Okay. This date in Niner history, we're going back to October 3rd, 1999, Niners versus Titans. Jeff Garcia's first career start. This was the week after Steve Young got hurt by Anitas Williams. The Niners would win the opening toss, but neither team would do anything with the ball until the Titans would block a Niners punt on the Niners' third possession, and 4 plays later, they would take a 3-0 lead. The Niners would move the ball on their fourth possession, but on third down, T.O. would be stopped 1 yard short of the sticks, and a delay game penalty on fourth down would force the Niners to punt, and things would go from bad to worse. When 6 plays later, Eddie George would take a screen pass 54 yards to make the score to the house to make the score 10-0 Titans with 12:28 left in the second quarter. But the Niners would respond by going on an 8-play, 85-yard drive, finishing with the Jeff Garcia 1-yard touchdown run to make the score 10-7 Titans. The Niners would force a 3-and-out with Junior Bryant would sack Neil O'Donnell on 3rd and 2. R.W. McQuarters would set the Niners up at the Titans 28, and after a 32-yard punt return. And 2 plays later, the Niners would take the first and final lead of the day, 14-7, with Jeff Garcia hit Charlie Gardner for a 21-yard touchdown pass. And that lead would hold for the rest of the half to make the score at the half 10-7. Let's see. I lost my spot. My bad, y'all. It would be Tennessee that would open the second half scoring with a 22-yard field goal on their second possession of the third quarter to make the score 14-13. After a 39-yard field goal that made the score 17-13, the Niners looked like they would pull the game away when O'Donnell's pass intended for Yancey Thigpen was picked off by Winfred Tubbs, and 4 plays later, Jeff Garcia would throw his second touchdown pass, this one to T.O. to make the score 24-13 Niners. But Tennessee would fight back and would make the score 22-24 after a 28-yard field goal and a Neil O'Donnell 32-yard pass to Thigpen with 1:55 left in the fourth quarter. But Lee Woodall would make the play of the game and would burst into the backfield, stopping Eddie George on a 2-point conversion. Tim McDonald would recover the ensuing onside kick and then sealing the Niners 24-22 victory. Jeff Garcia would finish his first ever career start, 21-33 for 243 yards, 2 touchdowns passing, and 1 rushing touchdown. The Niners would go on to lose the next 8 games and finish the year 8-12, ending the streak of making the playoffs at 7 years. But that was an awesome game. Loved it. My voice was hoarse. I still wish I had that's right, go Niners. That's one of the games I wish I had the tickets and the souvenirs from, but I no longer do. But I had a blast. All right, now going on into our 4 keys to victory. Number 1, protect Jimmy. The Yams come into Monday night with 7 sacks, and everyone knows the Niners will be out without Trent Williams for the foreseeable future. He's one of the best players in the league and probably the most important player on our team. There's going to be a drop-off, but both the run and pass protection. But pass protection is what I'm most worried about. Under Shanahan, the Niners are 8-2 when they don't allow a sack, and 28-18 when allowing 2 or less. Considering we have allowed at least 1 sack in every game, I think it would be unrealistic to think that we wouldn't allow a sack tonight. But with each hit Jimmy takes, we become 1 step closer to the Brock Purdy show, and I don't think anybody wants to see that yet. What about y'all? Key number 2, get after Stafford. The Niners pass rush has been lights out, but there hasn't been the game where you walk away saying, yeah, our pass rush won us this game. Yeah, the Yams have allowed 9 sacks so far this year. 7 of them did come in 1 game and only 1 in each of the last 2, but that wasn't against this D-line. They didn't play Nick Bosa, who's coming off a game where he had 6 pressures and a sack. I believe this will be the game where you finally see the 2019 type of performance from this D-line. Key number 3, run the ball. The Niners, last week, the Yams D faced 58 passes allowed, no touchdowns, 5.4 yards per attempt, and allowed a 77.8 rating. The Niners allowed Jimmy to be sacked 4 times. Last week, you add Aaron Donald and Bobby Wagner to the mix, and you can see how it could be a long day at the Field of Dreams. The Niners have been here before, and they have way too much, and they pretty much have won every time against the Yams by running the football, and this time will be no different. And finally, the 4th and final key to victory, finish. The Niners have had leads going into the 4th quarter in every game this season, yet we have a losing record. You cannot win a championship like that. However, over the course of the 17-game season, I do believe that trend will not continue. But for that to happen, it needs to have end at some point. And this is a perfect week to do it. Last week, I believe it will come down to the D getting that last stop. And while we were not at fault for last week's loss, when we needed to stop the most, they did not get the job done. But I'm sure of one thing about this defense, they will not let that happen again. Final comment, penalties kill us. Yeah, mistakes, I already used that one, so I couldn't really kind of use that as another key. But I'm going to go ahead and give y'all my final score prediction, and we'll get everybody out of here. 24-20 Niners is what my final score prediction is. Make sure y'all tune in. Before we get out of here, we've got and give y'all our special discount code for 10% off all For the Faithful by the Faithful apparel. Save 10% by using our shop49ers.com affiliate link and help out Niner Faithful Radio. Link is in the description of the video or podcast. Go to SeatGiant.com. Use the promo code Niner Faithful Radio to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. Follow us on social media at Niner on Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr at Niner Faithful Radio, and Twitter at Niner Faithful R. To see everywhere you can subscribe to the show, visit NinerFaithfulRadio.com/subscribe. Make sure to tune into our halftime show and postgame show at halftime at 9 p.m. here on the West Coast. And finally, your promo code to save 10% off of all season 2 For the Faithful by the Faithful apparel, like your Debo Samuel throwback t-shirt, is BLA. Promo code expires tomorrow at midnight. We shall see y'all tomorrow at 4 p.m. for the Niner Faithful Radio review show. Till then, faith, love, and happiness. Last more combos. Okay, let's go Niners. Let's go Niners. 24-21 Niners. Like that score. Are you showing the game? We do not do a live stream during the game, although I believe my co-host Jason, aka Niner Smash, will be doing a side-along stream, but we do not stream the game. All right, y'all. We shall see y'all Tuesday. Till then, faith, love, and happiness. Go Niners. Beat LA, baby. Yay!